go for it? All right. So how did you all meet? I mean, like, how did you guys, get together?
Great. Just put me under the firing squad. You know. PT and I have been friends for about 30 years. We've known each other, grew up in church together. And we really didn't play a lot of music until, I don't know, probably 15 years ago. And we went to Alaska. Yeah. Yeah, so we did a little project and went on a trip and played some shows, and it was fun. And over the years, just have been friends. And so a couple of years ago, PT was getting ready to move his recording studio back here from Nashville. And I had started after a 20-year hiatus in music, just 15-20-year hiatus, starting to write songs again. And we got to talking a little bit about it and thought maybe I'd make a record at some point. And we started listening to some songs. And the truth of the matter is, writing in my own voice in my own head just it wasn't really that interesting to me. Everything sounded flat. So Patrick and I wound up going back to Nashville with him when he moved his studio back here, and we drove across the country together. It took, a week, 5-6 days, so it was a quick trip. And as we drove, as guys do, we started sort of waxing about what ifs. What if we started writing? What if we made some music together? What if our paths are crossing at this time for a reason? And so we decided we would discipline ourselves and spend a little season of time writing together. We wrote, I think, 2 or 3 songs and figured we were ready to conquer the world. It went pretty well. And we wound up putting together a kind of a ragtag band for a show out at the Jade Lounge. For Jade? Yeah, I think Jade. We played, I think, 3 original songs and about 7 covers, but one of the guys that came out to play with us that night was Scotty, and he was someone that Patrick had recorded with in the past and kind of knew from friends. And
kind of. Scott was kind of an acquaintance that had been playing in bands around the area for a while, and so I sort of just cold called him one day. I'm like, "Hey Scott, this is Patrick. I've got some songs and you want to play?"
Can I play some music?
Yeah, he came out. It was so awkward because I really didn't know you.
It was awesome because I was like, hell yes, I'll absolutely play music with you.
It's so funny.
And Patrick knows all these guys from his years in the business. So I show up for one rehearsal with the drummer and one rehearsal with the gal who sang with us. Had never met Scott until hey, you guys are on in 10. Great. Hey, Scott, I'm Buck. How you doing? And went up and played a show that was, in my mind, it was epic, because I hadn't played a show in like 20 years. It was probably okay. But Scott came to us afterwards and approached us outside. PT and I are outside having a conversation. Man, do you think this guy would really play with us? Scotty comes in.
He's really good.
He's so good. and he comes down and he's like, man, I really want to play with you guys. And it was like, okay. We met you on the street.
Because it's genuine music. Yeah. It's real music from the heart. It's not it's not like made up to be something it's not. It's fun, good music. I was ready to jump on board.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the 3 of us started rehearsing, and a few months later,
we didn't have an actual drummer.
We didn't have a drummer,
and that's where Joe comes into the story.
Yeah. Joe. Patrick and I are standing in front of Low Bar one night,
and this homeless man
Jesus approached us and let us know that what did you say exactly? It was
awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what it was for.
I don't know.
And then there was like
somebody told me that I should be your drummer.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
someone told me I should play drums with you.
Yeah.
And Patrick and I.
What do you say?
Well, it started because of hearing about Patrick because of the Vector thing you're in.
Oh yeah.
Then having mutual friends that say, I need to meet you, and I wanted to meet you anyway. And then my friend Nathan was the one who was like, they're looking for a drummer, and they have trouble finding people who can just play quarter notes, basically.
So you just gave yourself the job.
So
it's harder than you might imagine.
I'll take him for the team.
Patrick lives here, and I always see him out on the street here on Washington, so it's like, oh, there he is. So I'm going to walk up to him and, I don't know what I said.
Yeah, anyway, he's a fantastic drummer.
I think I was supposed to be your drummer.
Well, PT, we didn't know him. I mean, so we're like, well, okay, we have to check him out. Maybe you should come to one of our shows first to see what we're about. So he came to one of our shows, and he's like, yeah, cool, this is great. We go to he plays in like 75 other bands in Portland. But one of them is the Wanderlust Circus, and so he invited us to a Wanderlust show at Dante's, and we walk in the door, and it was like champagne and M80s, man. It was epic.
That's a good one.
So yeah, we started rehearsing and played our first show fully as a band in August of this year, and yeah, it's going great. Love these guys.
So how did you guys come up with your name, The Pearls? Where's it coming
That's
from?
me. Well, I don't know. I'd had that name rolling around in my head. I didn't know that I was going to, like, I'd been in other bands previously, and then I'd stopped for about 7 years to just get into music production and engineering. But I always thought, man, that'd be a cool band name.
You know, I think we all want to play as big of a, the
Yeah.
goal is to play as big a show
Right.
as you can for, as many people as you can. Hopefully everybody likes it,
Yeah, I mean, mostly just have fun, make music,
Right.
and create, and play for whoever wants to listen, whether it's in a backyard. Like some of our best shows were like backyard bonfires where we just grabbed our instruments and started playing. And it's still hard to beat sometimes,
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys said that you play for whoever wants to listen. Do you guys have like a mindset of who you're trying to play for? Or are you like
Like
trying
a
to
demographic?
gear
Yeah.
your music towards
It's
anyone?
pretty
We
wide.
want just the cool people to like it.
You can say that over here.
I'm not nearly smart enough to have had a plan for this, but I will tell you that the demographic has surprised me
Yeah?
considerably.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
demographic at a
It's really
typical
wild.
Pearl show, say it's an all ages venue, will literally be from multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds and their parents to
Best
our
fans.
To our
dear,
parents.
blessed favorite fan, John,
Oh yeah.
who lives
Oh,
down
John.
at Smith Tires, or Smith Towers. He's 86 years old, and he
you go.
refuses to miss a show. I mean, so and it's really widespread and well represented in between the 20-somethings, the young creatives, around this town. Anyhow, have really adopted us and come to our shows and sing along and dance. But so do their parents.
Yeah.
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 And it's really, really fun. It's been very surprising. I think, at least for me, it's been, if there's been any confirmation that we're on to something, it's been how well we've been received over multiple generations. It's really been something special.
Yeah, also in cities out of our own city.
Yeah,
Which is
it's the same everywhere we go.
Yeah, I think we've all played in bands that the material might be good or it might be fun to play, but it doesn't always get received on the other side. Of the stage to be like, oh, this is so awesome, but it seems like this time it's fun because everybody wants to sing along, everybody wants to clap, and kids dance around like he's saying. So it is fun. It's fun to see the reception be taken really well. So.
Yeah, cool.
And all we're trying to do is tell our stories. And if people find a moment of joy in participating with us, it's just, we're paid back a million times.
Well, if our stories are boring, we just write fake ones.
We just
about
make
it.
new ones. That's a luxury of writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think to an extent, though, Patrick, I think that we've lived a lot of what we write. And
Sure.
so there's an energy that comes forward when you're telling the truth
Yeah.
in public, and people have the ability to interpret those lyrics the way they want to. And man, I'll never know what's in everyone's head when they listen to a song, but I'd sure like to take a crack at it,
Yeah. Kind of switching the gears. So, since you guys have been in music for so long, what do you guys think some of the struggles are with living with so much music in your life? Do you think there are any
You mean like struggles?
that you guys go through as
You
musicians?
probably need to bring the
personal
wives. You need to bring the wives and girlfriends in for that one.
Yeah, there's struggles and there's struggles and there's payoffs. There's a lot of joy and a lot of just a lot of in your heart stuff that you get from playing with your friends and making music and creating stuff that you love to do. There are tons of hard stuff that comes with being a musician and financial stuff, and if you're trying to get rich real quick, it's not the way to go. But it's awesome. And if you can go hang out with your buddies and play to a room of 80 people that all sing along with your your songs and enjoy what you're doing, I do that for free for the rest of my life, you know. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. You know? But, you know, there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that grind it out, that think, you know, it's like, I've got to, like, make money, like, doing this, and they stress out about it, and it makes it not fun, so.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the most difficult thing for any artist is like coming up with time, and you can only get that if you can afford to have time.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, 10 years ago, it was a lot easier to be a musician than now. Like, there weren't as many outlets for your music, but people still bought it, you know? And I know there's a lot of arguments about like the pros and cons of digital media and whatever, and it's not really even about that. It's just, when I was in the early days of touring, you could travel and you could sell your music at shows and people would buy it, and I would put gas in your van and you could go to the next place and you could build it in a real organic place. And now it's, your music career is kind of built from your living room and YouTube, because gas prices are so high and you can't really sell your music. So, you know, through crowdfunding and things, it makes it somewhat possible, but the hardest thing is just being able to afford to get the time you need to be able to make the art. So, you know, you just got to get scrappy. You've got to find, you know, ways to make it in spite of, and make it in your spare time, and do it for the love of it. You know, I think that's the hardest part. Is just trying to keep your head in that space.
Scotty's always good about reminding us of that. I mean, if you'd be in the grind of showing up an hour and a half early and the sound guy's not there till 5 minutes till, and you ain't gonna get a sound check, and you know what it's gonna be like on stage. And Scotty's notorious for looking at us and go, if you can't love this, you shouldn't be doing it. You know?
Yeah, you know, where you're like 17 hours into a drive from city to city, you know, and you're packed in some little tiny car, and you got like, you know, luggage and stuff rolling around, you know, in the car.
You gotta be the cheerleader.
Yeah. So you sleep, you know, sleeping sideways on stuff.
Well, there's no faking it after about 12 days on the road.
Sure.
There's no faking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You either love it or you're off the bus. I mean, that's just,
yeah, you know, and you just, you know, you're building a family. You know, we're a family of people.
Definitely.
You know, and, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, there's going to be downsides to it, but if you love to do it, it's just like anything. If you love painting, you know, you're not necessarily going to go sell your art for 20 grand, 30 grand, unless you go to school and bust stuff or you're crazy, you know, just gifted. But, you know, you got to love to do it, and you got to just understand that it's going to take music business is a long-term, you know, ROI. So, you know, musicians are the only people that'll, you know, stick 10 grand worth of gear into the trunk of a car and drive 5 hours to get paid $60.
Yeah.
so
They're the only people that I know that do that. And it seems insane to me.
It's crazy.
Well, it is crazy, but you know, but everybody loves to do it. You know? Yeah, and we're lucky to be surrounded by family and family members, girlfriends, wives that are understanding. You know, I mean, that's like the biggest wonderful piece. You know, is that the other half of all of us are people that are like, that's what you love to do, and we support you. You know, that fight, if you don't have, you know, if I can recommend anything for people that might watch this, you know, whoever's going to be watching this is, you know, you have to be around people that will support you and then understand who you are. Because if you're not, and you're trying to do something, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, you got a girlfriend, it's like, why are you packing up all that gear into a car to drive over, whatever, you know, that's a battle that, you know, you don't really want to win. So.
For every hour every one of us puts in, there's someone else putting in 2 hours scrambling to cover the turf that we're not covering. You know, and that we all get
We're
that.
appreciative.
None of us are kids. You know, we understand. So the cost. I mean, I joked at the beginning. You know, you should invite the wives and the girlfriends, and it's very, very true. They probably, not that any of them would ever keep a tally, but they'd probably answer that question real well.
Yeah.
Definitely.